And welcome to Wolfpack Stadium at Ridgeview High School. The Wolfpack take on the Liberty Patriots in prep football here on the Kern High Network. Mark Heffernan with Rick Van Horn kicking off Big Liberty, moving right to left here in the first quarter. The white uniforms, navy blue, a little bit of red. Of course, Ridgeview in purple and gold. Liberty is 1-0 and Ridgeview 0-1. It'll be a tough contest for the Wolfpack. You know, one time, Rick Van Horn, when I was kind of announcing a lot of Ridgeview activity here, they probably beat Liberty 3 times in 4 years. When Moya was quarterback and everything, they were a strong team, Division II. Liberty's kind of turned the tide there over the past 3 or 4 seasons.
Yeah, you know, they had a good run there with Kamari Cotton Moya and Lawrence White.
Yes.
Crony. They all went to Iowa State, and they had a good run there. They're going to beat a lot of teams.
Yeah, they kind of turned the program around at Iowa State. So Liberty kicks off. Patriots ranked number 4 in the Central section by Max Preps, about 45 overall. Great special teams. Ridgeview gets loose across the 15 to about the 16-yard line. Nice coverage by Liberty. Maybe overran it at the beginning, but a lot of guys
it looked
on
like
play.
Number 45. You might hear me say that number quite a bit. 45 there. Jackson Provençal overran a little bit. He was the first one down. I got to give him credit for that.
He's quite a linebacker for Liberty this year. Had 5 tackles last week. It'll be 1st and 10 for Ridgeview. About their 17-yard line, left hash mark as they go left to right here in the first quarter. Now, the junior varsity game was a blowout win for Liberty. You know, I saw them last week against Highland. Too much talent, too much speed. And we had a running clock the entire second half. Go in the first quarter. Ridgeview 1st and 10. The shotgun. Looking downfield. At a pass incomplete. It's number 10, Elvis Kemp. Saw him quite a bit, running patterns prior to the game. 2nd and 10 for Ridgeview. If they try to stretch that defense out.
We haven't seen this Casey Quinn offense here in Bakersfield. You know, he's from up north.
Yes.
McFarland, wherever.
Cesar Chavez, Clovis North.
So I think anybody, when you're undermanned like this, and I think the spread's about 24 in Vegas on this game. So you're gonna have to roll out. You got some big guys. Liberty's gonna put some pressure. You got Big Bucky on the right side there, number 88.
Yes. And timeout, Ridgeview. Andres Rivera, the quarterback for the Wolfpack, as they talk things over. It'll be 2nd and 10. We come back 11:47 to play in the first quarter. You mentioned Bucky, and he was a transfer. And his other brother, I guess, is going to Stanford, who played at Garces.
Yeah. So I haven't heard the name very much, but, you know, I guess he can play a little bit.
Yeah. So I guess as we look at Ridgeview early in this game, it may be difficult running against Liberty, the defense. They're going to try to spread it out. But, you know, think about Liberty. They're pretty strong up front. They got some speed in the backfield, too, offensively and defensively a little bit.
Yeah.
They got to do something to kind of throw them off.
Yeah, they got to definitely have no turnovers. They got to avoid 3rd and long.
Yes.
They got to cut down on their penalties from last week.
So
that's just half the list.
Number 7. So he's had 3 receivers going out. The ball's handed off, and Liberty is right there after getting about 2 yards to the 20-yard line. Nunez, it'll be 3rd down coming up for Ridgeview.
To give Ridgeview any success, they've got to score early. I mean, in the first half, they can't get behind big and stay in this game. They've got to score early.
A little play action to pass this side, incomplete.
Nice break on the ball by 21 there. Dion Williams made a nice play, almost a pick 6.
He's only 5'6", but he's very quick right on the receiver, Dion Williams.
Yeah.
So 4th down and 8 for Ridgeview, punting it away.
Send back Mr. number 23, Mr. Jason Oliver.
He's got speed, had a couple of receptions, well over 100 yards last week.
Another name I haven't heard very much.
Same name as his dad, one of the assistants for Liberty. Also, Mike Lewis, former outstanding quarterback at Garces.
Yeah.
One of the coaches at Liberty, played there in the late 80s when I first began doing games, Garces, Shafter, and Wasco. And they won 4 straight Score Division titles. Not a bad punt.
Pretty good punt.
Takes it to midfield.
He's got to get to that picket.
Taken down.
Jason Oliver dances around midfield.
Number 16 by Ridgeview.
That'll be Sincere Vasquez. Good play by
If he doesn't make that
16.
play, Oliver's got a lot of running room there.
Good job. kind of stayed his ground, stayed in his zone, his lane. At first down for Liberty at midfield for the Patriots, and they like that short field for them. They're 1-0 and going for win number 2 this year. Have a pretty tough schedule coming up, too, with Clayton Valley at Concord, then Chaminade on the road.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
They got triple formation for Liberty. Carson Woods, number 2, is a quarterback. Also, Chisholm, 11 plays. Chisholm maybe
nice
more of a runner.
Off the edge.
And number 2 gives the ball out to Rankin, their top running back.
Nice job by Luis Gonzalez at D end on the right side there, coming from behind.
Yeah, Jalen Hankins had 122 yards and a couple of touchdowns last week for Liberty. Looked pretty good during the spring season, and that's him again. He's about 5'8", 170. Look at the balance. First down inside the 40-yard line, 1st and 10 for Liberty.
Well, this Liberty roster, I've known, I think, about a third of these kids since they were born. So very familiar with their roster.
At 1st and 10 for Liberty. There's Hankins again. Look at the cutback, 30-yard line, 25.
Oh, he lays it down.
Yep.
It looks like Ridgeview has the ball.
Ridgeview says they have it. Wolfpack football, as Mark Thompson would tell me, is 2 words, Wolfpack. Because when I text him, I'd always text them Wolfpack together. Okay.
Yeah. 2 words, yeah.
Yeah, that's not good when you
it was
put it on the ground. Trying to back up for more yards.
It was good, a good run by Hankins, but he just couldn't finish that run. I'm assuming that maybe his dad was Brandon Hankins, the basketball, football star from East High back in the early 90s.
So the Wolfpack get a break, 1st and 10 for them. At their own 25-yard line after the fumble. Here's a run, and Liberty's right up there to the task. Nunez, probably their main ball carrier for Ridgeview. So Liberty tough up front, 2nd and 10 for Ridgeview. 10 minutes to play here in the first quarter.
Actually, if you throw this defensive unit of Liberty's and throw it back about 20 years, you wouldn't be far off the Bakersfield High driller lineup that they had back in the day.
We'll call it 2nd and 10 for the Wolfpack. Well, handoff, and I'll tell you, great job by Liberty up front. Looked like Max Juarez was in on the tackle. Juarez, 5 tackles last week, number 75, easy to see, and
Juarez and Provençal there.
Yep.
Finishing it off. He's got the neck brace. That looks familiar.
Provençal number 45 for the Patriots. And 3rd down coming up, 3rd and 11 for the Wolfpack. Not much happening up the middle for Ridgeview so far. Quarterback rolling to his right. Here comes the rush. Throws it incomplete. Good idea. 4th down coming up.
Pass is incomplete. Jagari Simpkins, the intended receiver, on the play.
And
it looks like Jackson Provençal was the only guy on the team that's paying homage to their dad. If you look at that, Grant Bucky is wearing number 88. Of course, his dad was 77. Jason Oliver was 6, and his son's wearing 23. Luke Wattenbarger wearing number 8.
Yeah.
And Mark, his dad, didn't wear 8.
He played at BC, Bakersfield College. I think Mark also played soccer in high school, too.
Mark was the Western State Athletic Conference Player of the Year back in 92, I believe.
Returned by Oliver, and the ball is down at the 40-yard line in Ridgeview territory. So Ridgeview defensively back on their heels. Excellent field position for Liberty at the 40-yard line of Wolfpack territory. So with the Pats, and we have the Wolfpack tonight.
I'm anxious to see number 19, Ethan Mahanke.
Okay, I've heard about Mahanke.
You've heard it. Anxious to see what he can do.
Number 1 is Austin Pratt to the near side for Liberty. And you have Carson Woods at quarterback, number 2. 172 yards last week passing, only 5 of 13. Little play action looking right. Plenty of time to pass complete. 35 to the 30, first down and more. Other side, upended. 23-yard line to Jason Oliver. So number 23 to about the 23, and first and 10 for Liberty. Move up to the ball very quickly here, 8:35 to play in the first quarter. Once again, handoff to their top runner, Hankins. 1-2-2 last week on 14 carries. And a 170-pounder inside the 20-yard line for the Wolfpack. Should I say for the Pats. And nice run on first down. Second down coming up for Liberty. Liberty just inside the 20-yard line, right hash mark. So we have Pratt to the near side. Oliver, one of the three receivers. Woods, the quarterback. Of course, Jalen Hankins, the backfield number 29. So more like a pistol format. Woods, Hankins. Nice blocking up front, Coach. Inside the 15-yard line. And to about the 13. That makes it easy for a running back, you know.
Little difference. Last year they had Prentice Boone, who was an excellent everyday down. You know, he had good size, good speed, had it all. Hankins looks a little quicker than Boone was.
Yeah, he's small and quicker. There is this time. Look at up the middle.
We got a
to
flag
the end
down.
zone. There's an apparent touchdown for Liberty, but maybe a hold against the Patriots. We will see the flag is down at the 15-yard line. So they made it look very easily on that particular play, Liberty, but it's probably coming back. It looks to be the case. So I don't know if Coach Brian Nixon is real pleased with his team so far, the way to start it off. Had a fumble by Hankins deep in Ridgeview territory and have an apparent touchdown called back because of a hold. So wouldn't want to be around him right now.
Yeah.
And you have to, as you know, they have to clean up those areas because of some of the teams they're playing.
Well, you know, last week they traveled up to Reno, out of state game, and played a team, and it's really hard to gauge because, you know, the power in Nevada is in Las Vegas, so there's not a whole lot of great teams up in Nevada, so we don't really know how good they were.
Spanish Springs, 28-3. Woods fires it incomplete. Oh, I don't know if it was incomplete or caught around the 20-yard line. So it was kind of fumbled around. That was to Hankins. Nice pressure by Liberty.
Liberty schedule very Northern California heavy. You know, they come back next week against a team called Stellar Prep up in Haywood.
I like that.
They haven't had a lot of success the last couple of years, so I don't really know what they're getting into.
Woods rolling to his right. Lob set complete. 10-yard line. And to about the 5. Deion Williams, nice reception and run to the 5. Parrish with the tackle for Wolfpack. Third down coming up, third and about 3 for Liberty. So they got 2 receivers to this side and 2 to the right side for Woods and company. And off to his running back.
Touchdown Liberty.
Into the end zone. Touchdown Liberty. So Liberty takes advantage, 6-0
and that looked
in
like
favor.
Grant
Patriots.
Austin. Hankins does a lot of the heavy work to get down there, and then
give it to the power back who likes to run north-south.
Wayne Fontes, when he was with the head coach at Detroit Lions,
you know
what happened? What would happen? They would take Barry Sanders out and put somebody else in.
And the other guy gets the touchdown.
And
Sanders
the other guys get
all
the
the yards, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd like that. PET's up, and it's good. Dylan Lynch, number 9 of the PAT for Liberty, 7-0, 7:05 to play in the first quarter on the Kern High Network. And I'd like to thank Ridgeview High School for hosting tonight's game. Also a special thank you to Stan Green, the Kern High School District Superintendents, and our sponsors at Valley Strong Credit Union for allowing us to put on events like this for our community. The principal at Ridgeview is Roger Sanchez. The assistant principal, Drew Parker. Taisha Alvarado is the assistant principal. The dean is Doug Burdick. Also, Bian Ellsworth. A.D. Shane Kerner. Activities director, Jose Valadez. Thank you, Ridgeview High School. They're down 7-0 to Liberty. The Patriots will be kicking off here midway through the first quarter We started an hour late today because of the air quality situation throughout California with all the wildfires, but we normally start late games in late August here in the Central Valley because of heat and other situations.
Yeah, that's
so,
right.
There's really virtually no wind tonight, just kind of like, whoa. And so far, kind of a sluggish start for both teams. And pick it up. Lynch kicking off for the Patriots. Nunez and Parrish back deep for the Wolfpack. See if they can get in kind of a kick return. Liberty covers kicks fairly well, good in special teams, and they won't return that. It'll be at the 20-yard line, 1st and 10 for RV.
Well, this is how much depth Liberty has. Grant Meadows is the returning all-area kicker. He does field goals, PATs. And then Dylan Lynch, I believe that was in 9, does the kickoffs.
Yeah.
So,
and as you can see, he has a great leg.
Yeah. So,
well, Jack Smith, let's go on the JV team. He made a couple plays on defense.
When you've got depth like that, you're pretty darn good here.
First down, Wolfpack.
That's why he's on the JV team as good as he is. He'd be kicking varsity for a lot of high schools. So 1st and 10 for Ridgeview, down 7-0. There's 7:05 to play here in the first quarter from Wolfpack Stadium. Mark Hefner with Rick Van Horn. A little handoff. They're just not going too far against Liberty today. Nunez again. Very hard to find any real estate against that Liberty defense, but you got to show it. Nielsen with the tackle to kind of hopefully get the defense converge on you, but as you know, most of the game is won and lost in the trenches. And so far, Liberty's been dominating there. And Liberty generally can play with anybody in the trenches, even some of the top teams in state. Where they may have problems later on if they get to the state playoffs is maybe some of the skill positions. But as far as size, they are always built on pretty physical team. Can play with anybody in that kind of genre. So call it 2nd and 9 for Ridgeview across their own 21-yard line for 21. As we got 2 receivers to the near side. And we have Austin Pratt, our left corner, in front of us. Luke Wattenbarger, number 8. It's like one of the safeties.
Well, Liberty's last loss was in 2019 to Buchanan in the Valley Finals. And last year in that short season, they were 5-0 and
right on.
This 1-0. They've won 13 out of their last 14 games.
I like that.
Dating back to 2019.
Well, that's as good as the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Actually better.
And actually 17-2 to the start of 2019. Wow. So they're on a pretty good run here. And so when you have a run like that, kids like to gravitate to winning programs, and this is where these kids are.
We were talking about that, you and I, prior to the game
tonight. And it runs
tonight.
in cycles,
Same with baseball, same with basketball.
It runs in cycles, and 4 or 5 years ago they were stopping at Bakersfield High. Now they're heading out here to Liberty.
Quick pass, incomplete.
Pass is incomplete.
Through the hands of Christopher Briones, number 2.
Got a flag
Only
down,
got anywhere
maybe.
Anyway.
It's a hold against Ridgeview.
Oh, that's not good.
So you got an incomplete pass and a hold.
Great coverage coached by Liberty. They smelled it out. They knew it was coming. You have Parrish over there. Pratt, Wattbarter. They saw that pass coming. In fact, Ridgeview's tried that play a couple of times to no avail. So they get the hold and brings them back even deeper.
Last time these two guys met, Liberty came out on top 45-6.
Wow.
And we'll go back up to Wolfpack.
So that was in 2019, right? That's an unusual score in this rivalry because for a long time the games were very competitive. Had about the middle, and I was about 3 Liberty players in on the tackle. Liberty really dominating up front. And that ball went up to about the 10-yard line.
Stopped by Aiden Alford.
So, talking about a long situation for Ridgeview, and they don't want to get down by a lot. They don't want to have long situations inside their 15-yard line.
We talked about one of the keys was staying out of 3rd and long, and here they are in 3rd and 20.
Yeah, they're not really a pass-oriented team.
You're not going to see a whole lot of games played out of Liberty's defense. They're pretty basic. They're pretty vanilla. They're going to, if they can only bring heat with 3, they'll bring 3. Cover 8. If they have to use 4, they'll use 4. Cover 7. So
now they have 4 people on the defensive front and too much time, delay of game against Ridgeview. So they're backing up even further. They're kind of running that 4-3-4-4 defense. Liberty.
Yeah.
And some of those linebackers say, I want to get in there, you know. I want a sack in this situation. They love that. Something like 3-0 count, 3-1 count in baseball. They're going to run the ball.
It's like a safety.
Sack should be a safety, Coach. Yes, you're right.
It is. Grant Bucky.
Bucky
records his first safety of the season.
Andres Rivera. Rivera, number 7, tackled in the end zone by Bucky. He just, I don't know if anybody even touched him. He tackled the quarterback before he can get going. So 2 more points, 9-0 in favor of Liberty. So Ridgeview keeps on backing up due to their penalties and everything. In fact, had 2 there, 15 and the 5. And then Bucky took charge.
Well, we talked about keys of the game for Ridgeview, you know, and they're already avoid 3rd and long and cut down penalties.
Yeah.
Eliminate negative plays. And so I'm just checking all the boxes going down the.
Coach talking about they have to establish toughness and discipline. And he said it's a process for them. Casey Quinn for Ridgeview team.
Well, you know, coaches always have to say that because and you're talking about a program that not too long ago was one of the upper echelons. So, so there's not a, you know, you say that, but they didn't lose a whole bunch of discipline during Rich Cornford when he was here.
No.
Or Dennis Manning before that. So, you know.
The man was a great coach. He won at Foothill. I did a playoff game with my brother there.
Well, I'm just saying they've had the talent here to win and all the right ingredients, and they did that.
Deion Williams set the receive for Liberty.
So Liberty is up 9-0. They're going to get the ball back. So they have a chance at some very good field position once again with 5:30 to play here in the first quarter from Wolfpack Stadium, home of Ridgeview High School in South Bakersfield. It might be offsides.
Yeah.
It's got to be against Ridgeview. So they're picking up the penalties early in this game.
You know, one of the great things about Liberty High School is that, you know, Ryan Renz, their D coordinator, who's been Brian Nixon's right-hand guy, is also the head track coach. So many of these guys run track also. You know, Ethan Mahanke was on their 4x1 team that I believe finished second in the Valley. If I'm not mistaken, they might even won it. But that's what kind of guys you got. You got Jason Oliver, who was the Valley champion 110 hurdles.
That was a tough race, 110 hurdles.
Yeah.
Nice.
And where he got that, I don't know.
You miss one hurdle that throws off your entire race.
Yeah. So these guys are.
Ask Lolo Jones. One hurdle.
Yeah.
She wrote a book about that. Now she's a bobsledder. It's that short kickoff out of bounds, Coach. So
yeah.
And they want to keep it away from.
I might have him kick it again.
Austin Pratt, but you know.
I might have him kick it again. I got some dangerous guys.
Yeah, they
I got
do.
some dangerous cats back there. I want them to get the ball.
Yeah.
I might move them up anyway.
Nixon says, kick it again.
Well, that's what you should do on this, because I got guys back there.
Man, they're going to be kicking off from their own 10-yard line. That's really bizarre. Of course, you know, they had a safety by Bucky, which made it 9-0 after a Liberty touchdown on a short field. Liberty actually fumbled the ball into Ridgeview territory early in the game. Ridgeview has not been able to do anything with it. That was a fumble by Jalen Hankins, their top running back. He was trying to gain extra yards. He spun. It was kind of a short kick, and they will have very good field position. And Pratt on the return, number 1. Austin Pratt dives forward to about the 43-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Liberty. Parrish with a tackle, 1st and 10 Liberty. That's what you want to do on a kickoff, not dance. Get as far as you can and run more north-south direction.
Yeah. So they've got good field position. I don't want to say great, but it's good field position again for the Liberty High Patriots.
At the Wolfpack 42-yard line. First down, Liberty.
And if you're Liberty, time to go after them.
Well, they're going to get down about inside the 35 there, and they get a second and short. Then they're going to come up with little trickeration.
Carson was a quarterback for Liberty. There's a late guy coming in. So where do I? You're in the slot right.
It's like Creason.
Yes.
Kizzy, the transfer from Bakersfield Christian. They're not going to wait.
Nice time to throw in the play action. Nice looking pass to Oliver. Touchdown, Liberty.
Touchdown, Liberty.
Great protection. Good throw by Woods. Everything worked in that play for Liberty. Excellent protection around the quarterback. And, of course, Oliver got 5 yards behind his man. Pass right there. Liberty establishing that passing attack. I like it. So Woods has thrown some long touchdown passes in this early season. He has 3.
Well, he's got some
speed burners.
He's got some weapons. So, he's a kid that sat most of his high school career behind Hayden Mann, who's been the 3-year quarterback here, who recently graduated.
Flag on the play.
Looking good. So a flag on the play. A false start against Liberty. They will try to PAT from 5 yards back. I'm sure it's not too big of a deal if they lead 15-0. One guy used to do games with says, don't say nothing that doesn't say anything, say 0. I'm used to saying 15-0, 45-0, more than 45-0. So I'm not a school teacher, dude. Left-footed kick is good by Lynch.
Is good.
And a hold by Carson Woods, a quarterback.
With 5:15 remaining in the first, the score. Liberty
So 16-0, Liberty over Ridgeview, the Wolfpack here on the Kern High Network. Mark Heffernan with Rick Van Horn. And Coach, been on Liberty early. Field position has been to their advantage, so I don't know what Ridgeview's going to do. They have to move the ball somewhat, get some first downs. At least try to gain some confidence, keep the ball away from Liberty.
Well, they've got to find their identity. They're 0-1 last year, got beat by their
27-7,
their closest
Stockdale.
rival, Stockdale. So you've got, and Coach Manning and Coach Bornford said, you got to beat Independence and your neighbors out here.
Yeah, Gold Valley, yes.
Liberty's always going to be a problem, but you've got to
be tough in our league.
You've got to beat the other guys because you're competing for players with those guys.
Kevin Wiley, our astute producer tonight. He's the guy who makes it go. I was telling people around there, I said, hey, without a producer, Rick and I aren't doing anything. They go, what? I said, a producer's the most important person in a broadcast, whether it's a big-time broadcast or a small one. My background in radio, sometimes I was the producer on the spot, and the play-by-play, I was at somebody back at the station. So another excellent kick goes through the end zone. First and 10, Ridgeview at their own 20-yard line, so they can't even get a run back, Coach. And they're down 16-0.
See, that was Metters that kicked off there. I can't believe.
Good job.
I don't know if he kicked off the last one, but that was Metters.
But Meadows kicked off, and Lynch did a PAT.
Okay.
Left footer.
Yeah. Meadows is the.
They both do an excellent job.
Meadows is the returning all-area kicker from last season, the short season.
He'll be kicking. A little different style. One's a left footer, left-handed, and the other's right-handed. Wolfpack from the gun. First and 10 down 16-0. 5:16 to play here in the first quarter. A little opening that time and across the 25. Nunez again and had a little bit of room and picked up about 4 or 5 yards.
That's a good first down play for Ridgeview.
Yes, it is.
So that brings up a second and a long 6 there. So
yeah,
a little bit more manageable. They have to get something on first down so that it doesn't get them in that 3rd and long.
2nd and 6 for Ridgeview. Quarterback, Andres Rivera, number 7. Pass to the near side, incomplete. Right through the hands of his receiver.
Pass is incomplete. Parrish, the intended receiver.
And we don't have him on.
Parrish, the intended receiver, number 6. Write that in. I couldn't find it either.
Okay.
It's Parrish for.
Yeah.
I was watching him prior to the game. He caught most of them in practice, but this is the game.
That's good. He's dropped 2 in the game.
What can I say, Coach? Maybe I won't throw to him for a while. So 3rd down and 6. Yeah, that was a very manageable reception. You got to help out your quarterback once in a while when he's struggling. You got to make plays. And
nice
that's
move.
not really going anywhere. He got by one Liberty defender. Nunez again. You got 2 or 3 other Patriots
well, I tell
there.
you what, he made a move on 58 there.
Yeah. The Bucky, one of the tacklers on that play. They have so many guys that converge on the running back that you miss one guy and 3 other guys are there. So 4th down for the Wolfpack. And like I said, you're a receiver. You got to catch the ball within your vicinity if you're Ridgeview. You got to make your quarterback look good. You got to build up his confidence. And it's also good for you. If you miss too many passes, you'll be on the sidelines. It's a team game, but it's also individual within the team game. And 4th down and 6, punting time for Ridgeview. Nice snap. Kind of short punt, but high. Liberty will let it drop. And it bounces back into Ridgeview territory as Oliver lets it go, number 23. And 1st and 10 for Liberty. And Ridgeview territory again. Short field. Short field for Liberty.
Mr. Oliver might have a little talk with Junior Oliver there. He's back there to catch the punts. You don't want to let him bounce. Catch the punt. You're a punt returner, catch the punt.
I like that old school coach here.
So you don't realize how many lost yardage. If you're not catching that punt, and they got 2 guys back there, so you got to catch that. So a lot of lost yardage throughout the season
there we go.
End of the year.
So we have Austin Pratt to the near side. We have Hankins in the backfield with Carson Woods, number 2. For Liberty, 1st and 10, 48 of Ridgeview. Quick pass to the right side, complete. And close to a 1st down for Liberty.
Pass is complete to number 23,
that's
Oliver.
Oliver line up on the right side with a reception. He can fly. Nunez, a very dangerous receiver for a DB to cover, even 2 guys to cover. Got to be where he's at. And I guess most of the time he'll be by you. Woods looking down the right sidelines. Nice pass. Wide open, incomplete. Just to overthrew his receiver.
That was Ethan Mahanke.
Mahanke, well, I don't know if he needed to loft it more, but it was a nice-looking throw.
Yeah. He got behind the defender. He was a good 8 yards open. Just got to hang that up. And
well, you look at him, you look at all of the receivers have been wide open behind that Ridgeview defense early in the game. So you get the ball to your running back. Hankins kind of opens up the defense. I mean, like I said, Oliver can go deep, he can go short, catch about an 8-yard pass, make it a 25-yard gain. A lot of targets for Liberty. I think Liberty's playing a good game. I think Liberty's been real sharp tonight. They've kind of been helped out by Ridgeview a little bit, and also been helped out by the fact that they're a very short field. So I think if you're Coach Nixon, you're somewhat pleased, but not overly pleased with their performance, because Ridgeview's kind of playing into their hands. And as we talked about, you have to improve quarter by quarter every game. You can't let the other team and how they're playing dictate how you perform. So we'll call it 3rd and 2 for Liberty at the 40 in Ridgeview territory. And I think they're probably in 2-down territory. Woods. Hankins 1st down and more as he drags his way to about the 34-yard line. 1st and 10, Liberty. Guys up front doing a great job, Coach. Nunez, the top runner for Ridgeview, making some of the tackles, too. So Nunez is playing well for Liberty. Isaiah Nunez, number 3, doing a good job. And a touchdown, Liberty, right over the middle.
Just a little slant route there.
Who was guarding him?
A little 21 route there and hit the slant. Woods hits the slant right on the button.
Austin Pratt kind of got beyond that second-tier defense and kind of waltzed in the last 15 yards of that pass. So good throw by Woods, who's had plenty of time today, and he's making Ridgeview play. But, you know, as we talk about, Liberty has a lot of weapons, so they keep your defense on edge. And when they're able to start a drive from your 40 or 45, that's not good. Got to make them start at their own 20. So we talked about the fact that Dylan Lynch trying to – well, Lynch is number 9. This is look like Wadenberg, number 8, kicking it through.
That's number 6, Grant Meadows.
Grant Meadows. So He's kicked off, and he's had one PAT, but Lynch had another PAT. He kicks from the left side, so they're kind of using both guys. And they've been both successful. It's already 23-0 in favor of Liberty. So I got to give a lot of credit to the guys up front for Liberty on defense and offense because they're giving plenty of room for Hankins to run the ball and really protecting Woods very well. He's got a lot of time to throw. His receivers getting past the defense. So like we always talk about, it all starts up front. I mean, you got to have the skilled players, but it starts up front. They make it easier for the other guys. So Liberty kicking off. They had 23 points here in the first quarter. 2:50 to play. Mark Heffernan, Rick Van Horn, Kevin Weiler, producer. On the Kern High Network, our game tonight between the Wolfpack at home against the Patriots on the road. Bakersfield showdown. And like we talked early in the game, for about 4 or 5 years, this was a very competitive game, and Ridgeview was winning. When they're top team in Division III and Division II. And Liberty kind of separated from them a little bit over the past couple of seasons. There's a kickoff. That'd be from Lynch, left-footed kicker, to Ridgeview. And that's Parrish with a return number 6. And to about the 15-yard line, Parrish. And 1st and 10 for Ridgeview.
Good coverage. Good coverage by Liberty there. Bryce Kellums, number 3.
Always good coverage. You watch the guys in their team. They stay in their lanes. And they're well coached, as we both know.
At the 16-yard line. First down, Wolfpack.
Don't try to do too much. We talk about football being a team game. A lot of players that are very good working together. So, Ridgeview down by 23 points. Late here in the first quarter of the Kern High Network. What will they do? And a flag is down. Probably a motion or false start against Ridgeview. Nunez to the outside to about the 17 and not much more. Isaiah Nunez.
Provenzal with the tackle for Liberty.
Provenzal will tackle Bucky in the area and false start against the Wolfpack.
Liberty's going to let them have it all the way up to half, probably the first drive of the second or third quarter, and then they might call off the dogs. But
let them have it. I like that.
It's all live here this first half. Liberty's going to give them their best shot this first half.
I remember when you coached the Bakersfield Blitz, Arena Football. Come on now.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's exciting football.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Boom, boom, boom. Especially when the execution is well. Very fun to watch. Very exciting because you're up close. The fans are close to the field. You almost feel like you're in the action.
Yeah.
So another quarterback loses the ball.
Ball fumbled in the backfield.
So he fumbled before he brought his arm forward. Yep, Liberty football.
And 75, Max Juarez. Couldn't tell if Provenzal caused that fumble, but
he probably did. Juarez gets credit for the fumble, but I'm sure Bucky was there creating havoc. And too bad for quarterback Andres Rivera. He just lost the ball.
Yeah. So,
the pressure, 3 and 4 guys at him, he's getting a little bit excited, a little jittery back there. He's down by 23. Yeah. So a lot of things happen. Well, the defense puts pressure on you, and you're struggling. So for Liberty, inside the 5-yard line, 1st and goal. Woods behind center. Carson Woods. And now we hear the whistle.
Penalty marker down.
False start against Liberty. And Coach Nixon's not throwing his clipboard down over there, but he was the coach would know you can't stand a 5-yard penalty when you're inside the 10. Even when you're up by 23. So the back at the 7-yard line, Liberty. Still 1st and goal from the 7. Pratt near side, number 1. Hankins in the backfield behind Carson Woods. Receiver to the far side. Play action. Woods rolling to his right. Lawson to the end zone. Looks to be caught. Touchdown. Liberty.
Ethan Mahanke, number 19.
There's your guy.
There you go.
Nice sliding catch, but he had separation from the DBs.
Almost a little pivot route. He came in, pushed it in. pushed down, got it on the outside there. Carson Woods makes a nice throw.
Yeah,
good route.
He's looked really good tonight, Woods. Throwing from the pocket, from the rolling out.
Good lean by Ethan.
Yeah. So that's a 7-yard touchdown pass on the goal situation. So Lynch trying to PAT, the left-footed kicker for Liberty. They go back and forth, and he knocks it through.
There's
the upright.
They're knocking it onto the track. They're just not knocking it through. They're knocking it onto the track. So
30-0 in favor of Liberty. Had I guess you would call a 7-yard drive after the penalty, or maybe it was started as a 2-yard drive. But Ridgeview was playing to their hands.
30-0, aided by 2 Ridgeview turnovers. Still in the first quarter.
Well, the quarterback.
Well, I see a bad mood rising for these
quarterback
Ridgeview.
Those guys coming at him.
Ridgeview.
Had nothing to do.
Next week, they've got Clovis.
Oh man.
Followed up by Bakersfield High, and then they have Central. So
some of the top teams in the section.
They need to pick up their game and find their identity real fast.
Yeah, there's
kickoff for the Patriots.
Meadows kicking off for the Patriots.
Isaiah Nunez and Tyler Parrish.
Nunez back deep
for the Wolfpack.
That would be. And of course, they're kicking the ball through the end zone, and Ridge is bringing it out to the 20-yard line from the touchback. So, safety by Bucky Woods, touchdown pass to Oliver Mahanke. Now we got the return from the 3-yard line. Great coverage, and down at the 8.
Isaiah Nunez run down by number 7, Will Canavala.
Wow.
Around the 10-yard line.
Canavala, linebacker, 6 feet 180 with a stop. Number 7 for Liberty. He was flying on special teams. Great job. That's what I like to see. And Ridgeview starts inside the 10-yard line. 2:08 to play in the first quarter. 30-0 in favor of Liberty. Wow. So Liberty is taking advantage of the opportunities given them in this game. They've created some of them have been given to them. So it's not like they're about 400 yards of offense in the first half. Stone wall on defense, the Patriots.
Isaiah Nunez with the carry.
Get the ball to Nunez at the middle. Flores again with a stop for Liberty. Not much they can do against this Liberty defense at this point. And they would like to be able to run the football a little bit, but every time they get the ball, they're inside their 20-yard line. Just don't have a lot of operating room. This game has been from the midfield right to left this entire first quarter. And it's hard to believe we're still in the first quarter. And the JV game is kind of like half the field in favor of Liberty. He snaps. Pass is high and complete. Intended for Parrish.
Pass is incomplete. Parrish, the intended receiver.
Man, I'll tell you. That was a nice coverage by Deion Williams. That pass was high to Parrish.
Ridgeview very one-sided in their passing game in this first quarter.
Yeah, pass to the side.
All to the right here.
Yeah. And Liberty knows that, too.
Do they?
How many passes have been thrown to Parrish, number 6?
Could it be because 23 is over on the other side?
Probably. And like I said, they're 3rd and 9 again. Quarterback rolling to his left. Nobody looks to be open. Fires it complete. It's about the 19. Depends on forward progress. He might have had a first down. It depends where they spot the ball.
Number 2, Christopher Briones.
I guess not. Christopher Briones with a reception, number 2. It's 4th down for Ridgeview, 4th at about 2. As we're coming to the waning seconds of the first quarter. Here from Wolfpack Stadium at Ridgeview High School. Liberty 30, Ridgeview near 0. They're on the Kern High Network. Mark Heffernan, Rick Van Horn. Another punt situation for Ridgeview And Mr. Oliver is back at the Ridgeview 42-yard line. Says, I want another run back. I better catch it this time. He didn't catch it, Coach. He let it bounce.
Yeah.
Coach Van Horn doesn't like it. He wants him to come up and be
well,
aggressive.
I think that's a lot of coaches' pet peeves, not catching punts. You're back there for a reason.
He could have caught it. It wasn't like there were a lot of people around him.
Yeah. All right.
Got to have confidence in your ability to catch the ball.
Period.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Any rate, once again, Liberty will start a drive inside Ridgeview territory to 43. And thank you to Ridgeview High School for hosting tonight's game, the Wolfpack. Special thank you to Stan Green, the Kern High School District Superintendents, and our sponsors at Valley Strong Credit Union for allowing us to put our events like this for our community. High school football here from Ridgeview High School as they trail Liberty 30-0.
Uh-oh.
Another strong run by Hankins to the 25-yard line on the first down for the Patriots. Blowing Ridgeview off the ball, and, of course, he does the rest, Jackson. So, has been too tough. Jalen Hankins does the rest. Has been tough for Liberty to move the football in this game. And they say run the clock, probably the last play of the first quarter. Liberty at the Ridgeview 25-yard line as we'll begin the second quarter. So it has been all Liberty so far in this game. And you're watching Prep Football on the Kern High Network.
We are these fields. We are these roots. We see the beauty in the everyday, with pride from where we came. We look ahead to the places that pull us together, to the places that we call home. A new chapter begins now. Kern Schools Federal Credit Union is now Valley Strong Credit Union. Grow your possibilities. Visit valleystrong.com/grow to learn more.
Professional grade at Motor City goes beyond a deal. Our cars, trucks, and SUVs make Motor City a virtual tech center for safety and communication that helps save lives. Technology that alerts you to possible accidents with lane changes, even available head-on crash alarms. Add backup cameras, hands-free Bluetooth, OnStar. This is technology that helps protect you and your family. So welcome to the city, Motor City.
Okay, we start the second quarter here from Wolfpack Stadium, the campus of Ridgeview High School. It's Liberty 30, Ridgeview nothing on the Kern High Network. Mark Heffernan with Rick Van Horn. Liberty has the ball in Ridgeview territory once again. The pass complete to the near side. Hankins to the 25 and down to the 20. And Woods, the quarterback, number 2, thrown to this side. The Wolfpack will tackle Williams on the reception. 2nd and 5 for Liberty. They've started about every drive inside Ridgeview territory. Very short field. In fact, one time they fumbled the ball inside the Ridgeview 25. They probably would have had another score. Also scored on safety. Quarterback keeper by Woods. Nice fake. Hit hard, though, and down to the 15-yard line.
Probably going to have a hold on Liberty.
Yep, hold against Liberty.
Yeah.
Martinez with a stop, but holding against Liberty. I don't know if you want a quarterback run too much getting hit like that.
You know, Liberty's got some good and bad problems. They've got a good problem where they've got a lot of depth. They've got a lot of weapons. Bad thing is there's only one football. And so
yes, sir.
You got to get guys their touches.
Yeah.
To keep this machine oiled, you know. So you're going to see, you know, Hank's got a touchdown and Oliver already.
Yes.
So
Hankins is running back, so.
Yeah.
Pratt's pretty good number 1. You got a lot of guys that can do damage, and that's good. Well, against the elite teams, a nice strong run by Hankins, kind of running hard. But against the better elite teams, you have to have more players that are contributing. And they'll have to in those games. It won't be that easy.
Yeah, they'll get some stiff competition from Chaminade.
Yes, sir. And I think Clayton Valley, too.
And Clayton Valley, who's coached by former Clovis East coach Tim Murphy, who,
yes.
if you know anything about football, that double wing, and they're gonna bring it to you.
That'll be kind of hard to defend against. Look at all the time by Woods has to throw. Now he runs at pretty good speed to the 20, 15 out of bounds.
Yeah.
Trying to throw it deep. I think to Oliver.
Carson Woods keeps.
Pretty good coverage down, but Carson does a good job getting away from the rush. He's showing some nifty footwork down the sidelines. Carson Woods, number 2 for Liberty.
Well, that's good that Woods shows he can make some plays with his legs, because when they match up with teams that are very similar on the outside and can match up, he's going to have to make plays with his legs.
At first down for Liberty. Flag is down as the ball's given to Hankins, and probably another penalty against the Patriots. False start. So it hasn't been a clean game for Liberty. Second game of the year. They beat Spanish Springs 28-3 last week in Nevada. And they have dominated this game primarily because of their strength up front, and they have the playmakers. But they've had some penalties in the game, had a turnover, a fumble deep inside Ridgeview territory. So you're a coach, you know, you're going to remember those things. You'll talk about that at half. You'll talk about it during the week. Guys, we've got to get better. We've got to have better focus. We know that we're beating this team badly, but we have to better focus on play-by-play execution. Hankins up the middle. Look at that. He's very quick. A great explosion inside the 10 to about the 8. Like he shot out of a cannon. At 5'8", 170. Luna with a tackle. David Luna for Ridgeview. And second down and short. Look like fumble in the backfield. That will cost them a down and also cost them about 2 yards. So there's another thing right there. Carson Woods falls on it.
Third down.
Third down. Second 7 for Liberty. Like I said, Liberty's getting it done, but it's not an A grade for them. Woods at QB. Looking to his right. 3 receivers to that side, near side. Keeper by Woods. To the goal line. Touchdown, Liberty. Carson Woods, number 2.
Carson Woods with the keep.
And, you know, Carson Woods has very quick feet. Point A to point B. He saw the opening. He exploded. He and Hankins very quick off the ball.
Yeah, this drive he showed some capability with his feet. Yeah.
We know about his passing ability. Holds on the PATs. And so another touchdown for the Patriots. Short field. And the quarterback got it. That's a nice snap.
The extra point is good.
Through the lights, right through the uprights. 37 zip in favor of Liberty. 9:20 to play here in the first half from Wolfpack Stadium. So a very quiet crowd here at Wolfpack Stadium. I'm not hearing from the band. And normally they get up and do their halftime stuff at about the 4-minute mark here. I used to announce for a lot of their halftime stuff. But it's very quiet. And they're playing a team, like I said, very physical team with a lot of talent. And the whole thing that Coach Nixon, he knows what he's doing there is to, like you said, get a lot of guys touches, playing time. And, of course, he's going to want to sharpen up some things on offense. They know they can score in Ridgeview. They know that a 15 yards is not going to make a lot of difference against a team like that. But just like you as a coach, you're looking ahead to sharpen up on some of those things when you're playing more elite teams, and they will in the coming weeks. The false starts, the holding and plays, things like that. And they cover very, very well on kickoffs and punts when they have to punt, Liberty. So we know how important special teams are to a football team, and I know they work on those probably Wednesday and Thursdays in practice.
Let's keep an eye on here. 45, problem solved, number 7, Knabeloff.
Nice kickoff. And once again, goes through the uprights. It'll be 1st and 10 for Ridgeview from the 20-yard line as they're moving right to left here in the second quarter on the Kern High Network. Great to have football again, though. Somewhat normalized season. Well, we played like 5 games during the spring. It was weird because all the sports were going on simultaneously. And some guys had to pick one sport over the other. And some people played 2 sports at the same time. There was a girl I read about, I think she made all-league in both sports. She was a basketball player and a softball pitcher. And she pitched a softball game one day, had a 2-hitter, and scored like 10 points in a basketball game that night. Played at a smaller school in the Valley. That was pretty cool. Pass out of the backfield is complete. And look where Liberty guys are on defense. Man, they smelled the plays.
Good play by there. Kanavaloff, number 7, and had help from 88, Mr. Grant Bucky.
Just kind of staying in their lanes and not going for any fakes and things like that. So Bucky's more of a defensive player than an offensive player, right? He's a DE, whereas the dad was an offensive lineman primarily. And the other guy, Garza, wasn't he primarily an offensive lineman?
Well, he was kind of an edge player like Grant is.
He's very good on defense, so it seems like that's his kind of forte.
Well, it's much easier to transition, depending on what happens in the next couple of years. He could be a tight end.
Yeah.
An edge rusher outside.
Uh-huh.
When you get locked in at that guard tackle center position, then you're pretty locked in.
So 1st and 10 for Ridgeview at their 34-yard line, down 37-0 here in the first half. Pass complete to Parrish and dives to about the 41. Parrish hangs on to it. Tackle by number 7, Konovalov, linebacker, 180-pound senior. And getting his name out there last couple of plays. 2nd and 4. About the first time Ridgeview's had a 2nd and 4 in this game. They had a 2nd and 6 at one time. And remember, most of the time they've been inside their 15-yard line, so they have a little bit of operating room. They're actually inside their own 40-yard line for the first time in the game. Little area to operate here. Going to run the ball up the middle. And gain to about the 42. Grant Bucky, number 88. Stayed his course, 8'8", and 6'5", 271. So he's a tall guy out there, and standing up. 3rd and 3, Ridgeview. Watch Bucky off the ball. Pretty quick off the ball, using his hands. And Bucky in on the tackle. Going to push the offensive lineman to the side. Nunez again. And 4th down coming up. Think about Bucky. He's 271. He can gain another 20 pounds. He doesn't even look heavy. He's 6'5", so he's 271. He can put on another 15 to 20 pounds if he wants to. You see him running out the field. Got pretty good speed. He moves well. So he has room to grow.
Yeah, probably outweighs his dad now by about 30 pounds.
He's got that height. Can't teach height, right, Coach? Or can't teach height or speed.
That's right.
And you look and runs pretty good off the field.
Oh, we almost had
Yeah, they almost blocked it. Oliver, a little hesitation.
There we go. 40, see what happens. Good things
45,
happen when you catch a punt.
Midfield. And Oliver into Ridgeview territory at the 38-yard line. Number 23, fine run back. It didn't look like much was there, but, great players make things on their own. And number 2-3.
Now we're looking like that bloodline.
There we go. So Liberty showed a lot of aggressiveness on that particular attempt. They almost blocked the punt. And have a fine run back by Oliver. And they're at the 39 in Ridgeview territory. 6:54 to play in the first half. 37 zip in favor of Liberty. Liberty ranked number 4 in the Central section by Max Preps. Number 45 overall in California. What does that mean after one game?
Wouldn't mind seeing Liberty maybe come out and throw every down just to work on that passing game.
That's number 30. Yeah, Cameron Dangerfield, the ball carry, number 30. 5'9", 205.
We've got a flag down.
Another guy built low to the ground, Coach. 5'9", 205, Dangerfield. Another flag against Liberty. That's what's been a negative for them. I know they probably bring some other guys in, but they've had a number of holding penalties on runs. And they really don't need a hold. A couple of false starts, so Coaching staff will mark that down, and they will definitely talk about it. Maybe at halftime after the game, definitely during the week. It's about cleaning it up, sharpening it up. They want to go backwards in games. They only worry about the score. 37 zip. Wood still a quarterback. It's a nice run by Dangerfield.
Dangerfield up the middle.
Dangerfield says, I can carry the rock, man. Guy that
I don't want to say I don't want to say tackle by number 3, Isaiah Nunez, because he just shoved him. The back gained another 5 yards off the push.
It's kind of hard tackle. Guys 5'9", 205.
Well, he did that earlier. He did that earlier with against Oliver there.
Kind of have to get low for a guy at 5'9", 205. He's built like a bowling ball.
Well,
so
you gotta get in there and wrap. You're playing defense.
You got to whack them too. Those guys are strong in the legs. They're much stronger than they look because of their stature. Third down. We have number 22, Grant Austin, who scored a touchdown for Liberty tonight. Nice run. Martinez with a stop. So Austin getting a carry here. 5'10", 180-pound senior, playing some linebacker. So Nixon bringing in some different people. Liberty has talent in some of the backups and even guys that play number 3. They've got a lot of depth in their team. So these guys getting some playing time, some carries. The whole thing to them, don't lose the football. If you don't gain any yards, take control of it. Nice pass by Woods, left side. It's complete. Little cutback. That'd be about
complete to number 8, Luke Wattenbarger.
Luke Wattenbarger. What a great name. Both ways. Luke and Wattenbarger. Parrish with a stop. And
well, the one thing, he's got better hands than his dad did. Tell you that.
Second down and short for Liberty.
2nd and 1.
So Luke, number 8, with a reception. Pardon me, 3rd and 1. I'm looking at the scoreboard. Yeah, they finally got it to.
2nd and 1.
Well, one thing that runs in that Wattenbarger family is they can all tackle.
There you go. Football players. So Carson Woods, number 2, probably audibilizing here. Looking left and looking right. 4 minutes plus to play in the first half. Inside handoff, and that'll be a first down for Liberty.
Dangerfield up the middle.
Dangerfield inside the 10. It should be first and goal for the Patriots. So Dangerfield getting some carries, coach, and he says, Cameron, son, I can run the football too. And he's actually had a pretty good yards per carry tonight. Whenever you get into a game, do your best and make plays, regardless of the score. Whether on offense or defense, it's going to reflect on maybe how much you play the rest of the year in certain games. So first and goal for Liberty. Woods. Dangerfield. And close to the goal line. Looking pretty good, coach. Running hard, low to the ground. Putting his head down.
Nunez and Aaron Martinez.
He's just trying to get some respect.
Yeah. Nunez Martinez, we've called their name quite a bit for Ridgeview. Nunez is the main ball carrier, made a lot of tackles. Martinez. And Liberty is trying to pound it in. I think they'll carry the ball here, I would guess, on a goal line situation. Woods, number 2. Dangerfield to his right. 3 receivers to the right. Long count for Liberty. Trying to surpass 40 points. Dangerfield up the middle.
Good stop by the Ridgeview Wolfpack. Oh!
Well, I guess they gave him over the plane touchdown. Patriots. Didn't have to go too far, coach.
Didn't have to go far. It looked like they had him stood up for a minute.
It was a good job by Ridgeview. They hung in there tough. But he didn't have to have too much of a push. So good to see Dangerfield get a touchdown because he carried the ball about 5 times in that series and looked pretty good. Running hard and doing what he can when he gets playing time. That's all you can do. So 43 zip in favor of Liberty. And we have Lynch, left-footed kicker, coming in to try to PAT with Woods, number 2, the holder. Boy, that's to that dirt track, and it's good. William McCovey, number 44 for Liberty, and 0 for Ridgeview. Now, I thought this game actually would be more competitive than it has been. I didn't think it would be like this at least in the first half. And it's hard to say how good Liberty will be this year. We know we're going to have a good team. The question is, what level we're talking about. That will be determined, obviously, during the course of the season. They're doing what they need to do tonight. They've done what they needed to do the first 2 games. It hasn't been a totally clean game by them, but they've had a short field, and they've dominated.
Well, you've seen a lot of schools around I don't want to say a lot, but you've seen Bakersfield High, of course, has been scheduling up for the last couple of years.
Yes.
Garces,
yeah.
Of course, goal is scheduling up, and now Liberty's scheduling up. It's good to see to travel around once in a while. You don't want to get a steady diet of that, because if you look at Bakersfield High and all those years they were scheduling up, they were winning less than 50%, or beating those teams less than 50% of the time.
I don't really have any problem with Liberty's schedule, because I think Clayton Valley and Chaminade are good teams for them to play. They want to be at that kind of level.
Yeah.
Because those are teams they may play in state. And I think they can be.
Yeah. Well, you got to think about it. You're playing a team in Clayton Valley who runs, if Murphy's still doing what he's doing, that's an offense that you're not going to see the whole year.
Yeah,
so
that's going to be a tough game.
That's something that, it's a buzzsaw, because you have to spend a lot of time trying to defend them.
Yeah.
And then you're not going to use that again throughout the year.
A pretty good return to about the 28-yard line.
Oh!
Ball's loose. And I believe recovered by a Wolfpack player at the 30-yard line.
That fumble was caused by Jason Oliver, number 23. Stood him up.
Oliver doing it all, man. So Nunez, the ball carrier, fumbled, and it was recovered by Ridgeview. Wolfpack have it 1st and 10. The 2:12 to play in the second quarter, down 44-zip in their own territory.
So you're going to see some cleaner jerseys in there for Liberty now, looks like.
We spot at the 30-yard line. First down, Wolfpack.
Well, we have Caleb Reichswood, because he's been playing most of the game, number 33. Wattbarger's in there, number 8.
New corner here, number 10.
Maya Harrison, number 10 for Liberty. Play action goes nowhere. The thing about Liberty is that they're very good against the run. That's Juarez, 75 with the tackle. So
second down.
Even though Clayton Valley, you said they run a run-oriented offense, I think that's well suited for Liberty. Liberty guys are tough up front, and as long as they stay in the lane, they should do a pretty good job. I think they'll be pretty good against a running team. My take on it. We'll find out. I expect them to be very competitive in that game, though. Second down and 13 for Ridgeview. 1 minute plus to play in the first half. Has been all Liberty. Little play action. Here comes Mr. Bucky. Oh, man. On top of the quarterback as he throws the ball. It is tipped in the air and picked off. Man, great pressure by Bucky and company. As ball is returned to far side, inside the 40-yard line. Pratt, number 1, great play on defense. Started by Bucky and company with the pressure on the quarterback, Andres Rivera.
Very nice interception by number 1, Austin Pratt.
Yes. You got talented guys set up by the pressure from the defensive line on Rivera, the quarterback for Ridgeview. We talk about, team game, a lot of players contributing. Starts off with the guys up front for Liberty on defense. They've kind of gotten to the head of Rivera, and they forced him to make some. That wasn't a bad throw, but they forced him to hurry some throws, and he's feeling the pressure. Not running the football at all. He's trying to make plays, and first half will come to a conclusion. Liberty 44, Ridgeview nothing. Wolfpack Stadium in Bakersfield, California. I'm Mark Heffernan with Rick Van Horn, Kevin Weiler, our producer, on the Kern High Network. Thanks for watching.
We are these fields. We are these roots. We see the beauty in the everyday, with pride from where we came. We look ahead to the places that pull us together, to the places that we call home. A new chapter begins now. Kern Schools Federal Credit Union is now Valley Strong Credit Union. Grow your possibilities. Visit valleystrong.com/grow to learn more.
Okay, at halftime from Wolfpack Stadium, it is Liberty 44, Ridgeview nothing. Here on the Kern High Network, Mark Heffernan with Rick Van Horn. It has been a dominating performance by Liberty. A great performance by number 2, the quarterback, Carson Woods. He has scored with his legs. He's had a touchdown pass to Jason Oliver. Also, Austin has scored a touchdown for Liberty. Bucky had a safety, number 88, fine defensive lineman. I think he also caused a fumble by the quarterback, Rivera, for Ridgeview inside his 5-yard line. Dangerfield scored before the break for Liberty. They've had a very short field throughout. Liberty, in fact, fumbled the ball inside the 20-yard line for Ridgeview, otherwise they would have had more. Kicking's been very good for Liberty. Only I could say negative for the Patriots in this game is that they've had some holding penalties, some false starts that have taken some plays away from them. Besides that, their depth and their talent has been too much for RV in this game so far. They're probably going to use a running clock in the second half. 44-0 Liberty or Ridgeview on the Kern High Network. Halftime right now.
We encourage you to sing or shout along with the band as we play our beloved fight song, Swing March. This year, the Vanguard is under the field command of Drum Major Connor Wilman. Drum Major is the Vanguard ready to dazzle and delight the audience. After our spirit song, the Vanguard will be performing the most classic step dance tunes of all time. Fans, here's Louie Louie and Hey Baby. The Wolfpack starts from Mr. Robert Martin from the original town. Around one bottom.
We have started in the third quarter here from Wolfpack Stadium. It is Liberty 44, Ridgeview nothing. So Ridgeview kicking off here, moving right to left here in the third quarter. Excellent first half, as I mentioned, during halftime for Carson Woods, the quarterback for Liberty. Has some touchdown throws, had one running. Dangerfield with a touchdown, the backup running back. Bucky, who's been all over the field, number 88 with a safety. That's Grant Bucky, 6'5", 271. Mahakey had a reception. Austin with a touchdown for Liberty. Ridgeview kicking off, and 44-0. I'm not sure if they're using the running clock in the second half or not. Generally, the thing is 35 points, but we'll see. It'll be first and 10 for Liberty at their own 20-yard line, moving left to right. Coach Van Horn.
That was Ethan Mahakey back there to return that punt. He was chomping at the bit.
Didn't get a chance to return it. Yeah.
Ball took a bad bounce. You know,
that's kind of drag.
These starters don't have much more time in there for Liberty.
Right.
Being up 44-0, probably a running clock this second half. So
now the clock is stopped right now. We'll see what happens after this play. And like I said, generally when it's 35 points, they use a running clock. I know they do talk with the coaches at halftime and see what their thoughts are about it. Look at Mr. White hat, and so, you know, at this point, it's Liberty football. I think we have
got a new
Chisholm, a quarterback.
In there.
Yeah, number 11, Chisholm. He's a little bit more of a runner than Woods. That's Xander Chisholm. He's a junior, 6'2", 180. And I think he had a couple of pass attempts last week. Didn't play a lot. But he looked pretty good in practice prior to the game throwing the ball. Nice footwork, so he gets some playing time here. And, you know, Liberty guys can step up. Guys don't play a lot. They're pretty good players. You just kind of have to wait your turn. So got first and 5, and Liberty loves that. Short handoff to about the 26-yard line.
Handoff to number 30, Cameron Dangerfield.
One of the better plays of the game for the Ridgeview defense.
Dangerfield, who ran quite a bit there late in the second quarter with a carry for Liberty. 5'9", 205, Mr. Dangerfield for the Patriots. And I thought he ran very well. Built low to the ground. Cameron Dangerfield. And so we'll call it second down and 4 for the Patriots. Have some new receivers. 3 to the far side, 1 to the near side, with Chisholm at quarterback. Dangerfield again, number 30, has a first down across the 30-yard line. He picks his spots very well, and he runs low to the ground. He has some talent there at RB. The number 11, the quarterback for Liberty, Chisholm. Xander Chisholm, Jr., chance for him to get some playing time like he had in game 1. So, like I said, want to do your best when you get into the game. You're always learning. And a pass complete to the far side, a gain of about 5 yards to the 35. As you know, Coach, there's nothing like being in a game situation. You can practice all you want with repetition, but you want to have guys rushing you, get that feel for the game, that feel for the pressure. So nothing like being actually on the field and playing, getting hit a few times. Vasquez, partial stop for Ridgeview. Second and 5. It's like Beckham Milson to the near side, 16 for Liberty. Chisholm. The ball carried to about the 40-yard line. That's number 17, Clayton Leach, a senior, 180-pounder for Liberty. Clayton Leach, the ball carrier. Hey, you know, he gets to the 40, and they're going to give him, looks like a first down for Liberty. It's a good job for Leach. Not like coming to a game and running for a first down. Picked up about 4 yards. He's more of a lot of the running backs are kind of short and squatty for Liberty. The linemen are big. Quarterback keeper by Chisholm as a fake to Leach, and Chisholm to about the 40-yard line. Very short game, Coach.
Nice tackle there by Incenso. Alfonso Incenso, number 30 for Ridgeview.
There you go. Your Ridgeview, keep on playing, man. Don't even worry about the score. Like I was telling Kevin, at halftime, you only have 10 regular season games in high school football. It goes by very quickly once the season starts. Not like baseball or basketball, you have a lot of games to make up. So every game's worth about 2 or 3. And the pass on the far side looks like it's complete to the 45. Yeah. Andrew, good throw by Chisholm.
Nice catch there by Andrew Sons, number 80.
So like I said, you make the quarterback look good in your receiver, and that helps build his confidence.
It's going to bring up a 3rd and about 6 for Liberty.
So Liberty from the 45-yard line, they have to get to midfield. So Ridgeview trying to score it up on defense, try to gain some confidence, and just play 4 quarters. And you have your back to the scoreboard. You can't do anything about that, but you can do something about your effort when you're in a game. And that's what propels you to the next game and practice and things like that. Chisholm looked to this side, and the pass complete and a stop. It'll be 4th down for Liberty. It's a nice stop on defense. Caleb Ricewig with a completion, the junior, but really had nowhere to go. So punting time for Liberty. A good job for the Wolfpack defense. They said we made a stop, man. We made a stop here early in the third quarter.
Is this their first punt of the game?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Well, they've been pretty much in Ridgeview's territory throughout, and so they would have gone for it on 4th down nevertheless. And so Ridgeview has a chance at a return here, down 44 zip here early in the 3rd.
Oh, and Ridgeview has to burn a timeout because they don't have the right personnel on the field.
I don't know if they didn't have enough players, what was going on. Single return man for Ridgeview at 6:24 in the game. Thank you to Ridgeview High School for hosting tonight's game. Also a special thank you to Stan Green, the Kern High School District Superintendent, and our sponsors at Valley Strong Credit Union. I always go by this place by BC all the time when I go running up there. For allowing us to put on events like this for our community, Valley Strong Credit Union. This is Kern Network, KernHighNetwork.com. And I have a friend that's trying to listen in Oregon. He does play-by-play for Banks, Oregon, who has one year, I think, won a state championship in football, basketball, and baseball. They're a lower division, a small school, but have some great athletes. That is southwest, I believe, from Portland, Oregon, Banks, Oregon. So he does the Banks Braves. They start their season next week. They don't have section playoffs. They have state playoffs in Oregon. Very short punt, kind of off the side of the foot and goes out of bounds. So Ridgeview, I thought it went out of bounds. Ridgeview will have it. Very good field position. 1st and 10 for the Wolfpack. Moving right to left, turning the 3rd down, 44 zip. And so a nice defensive effort by Ridgeview to start the second half. And now a chance for the offense to get something going here in the 3rd quarter. Get some first downs, pick up some confidence. Now move the football, move the chains, blah, blah, blah. You got to come out with something positive for your game tonight to propel you into next week.
Liberty has a mixture of some starters in there, some second-team guys. 45 Provençal still in there.
He's one of those good players, and a run up to about the 44. Gomez. We see Grant Oskin in on the tackle, number 22, and also
second down.
I look like Moses Enriquez was there, 78 for Liberty. At any rate, nice pickup, 2nd and 5 for Ridgeview, and that's a good pickup on 1st down. Gives them something to work for. You look for the coach on the sidelines for the play. 2nd and 5, Wolfpack. Down by 44. And out to the outside. It'll be a 1st down for Ridgeview. No, ball comes loose. And we come the other way.
Nice play by
it's
33.
It's going to be a touchdown. Liberty. Caleb Ricewig, 33. The grab and touchdown. Patriots.
That's just the way you coach it.
Dang.
Stripped it, caught it, took it to the house for 6. Great job by 33 there, Caleb Ricewig.
Yes. Wow, look
Ridgeview had a new quarterback in that play, Elijah Alexandro.
Yes. 5'11 senior, 205. You know, the thing is, it was a fine run. They had a first down, but he took the ball away from the running back. So
you got to
things
finish
seem
the
getting
play.
worse from Ridgeview, just not securing the ball.
Well,
they play for Ricewood.
They hung half a hun on him, as Barry Switzer would say. We're going to hang half a hun on you. That's what they've done so far.
Liberty players are very, very keen. They have football IQ. That PAT is good right through the uprights. So I'll tell you, they are up to 51 points, 51 zip in favor of Liberty. And that's just a heady play by Ricewood. A very heady play. I'm sure they go over that in practice. It didn't happen much in the game. But he made his contribution, his mark on the game. Looked like Ridgeview was going to have a first down, but Liberty guys want to play too. And they're going to play hard. So you just got to learn from your mistakes.
Well, I did notice.
You can't stop Liberty guys from playing hard too.
I did notice the long snapper on that for Liberty was number 19, Ethan Mahanke.
Mahanke doing it all, man. Ethan Mahanke, 6'1", 170 junior for Liberty, and has a touchdown tonight. Almost had a kickoff return and kind of doing a little bit of everything. You know, it's all about getting playing time. Try to be as versatile as possible, I say. A lot of little things you can do in football. Don't be stuck to one position. You know, you play offense, defense, being on special teams. You can find yourself a lot of playing time. If you're not a starter, if you have a good attitude and you say, yes, sir, and yes, coach all the time, and you look for people on special teams, you're the first one out there running. First one doing push-ups. I mean, you got to show that you have a passion for the game.
Dylan Lynch has a kickoff for Liberty.
Lynch kicking off for Liberty, left-footed kicker.
And Nunez.
Mark Heffernan with Rick Van Horn. Kevin Wiley, our astute producer tonight. A nice breeze here at Ridgeview. Coming up just right now here in the second half. I like it. 2 minutes plus to play in the third quarter. And a pretty good run back across the 20-yard line. And 22, first and 10 for Ridgeview. Run back by Parrish, number 6 for the Wolfpack. And Parrish had trouble catching some passes early in the game. He has improved since then. And maybe had a reception or two, and that was a good run back for him. Didn't dance, just kind of took it and got as far as he
got
could.
around Provençal, the first one down. Looked like he got up with a little stinger maybe.
Uh-oh.
Or 45, and then
you better take him out of the game. He doesn't need to get hurt in this juncture of a 51-0 game. I don't care how much he wants to play. 3-man defensive front for the Patriots. And pass complete to Parrish. This little try to dip around to the inside, but probably lost about a yard.
Pass is complete to number 6, Tyler Parrish.
Elijah Alejandre, number 12, the quarterback. He's been a quarterback in the second half, number 12 for Ridgeview. So
new cornerback out here for Liberty, number 85, Cameron White.
Mr. White trying to contribute in this game for Liberty. 1:05 to play in the third quarter. And they run the football. And has been the case most of the night. Not too much real estate for Ridgeview against Liberty in this game up the middle. And like I said, I think Liberty would match up well against a primarily run-oriented team because they're very strong in the trenches offensively and defensively. I think against Liberty, you have to have a great passing attack, I think, to put some points on the board against them. I don't know about a running attack team. No, double wing could be a problem, but I think they're pretty good in that sense. Pass to the outside is complete and really virtual, a gain of about 2 or 3 yards. And fourth down coming up for Ridgeview. I was going to say Moses Galvan. Galvan, the game 77 for Liberty. He's 6'5", 310. So he's playing a little bit.
If you're Ridgeview, you know, your passing game is pretty been null and void today. You're throwing it sideways. You've got to throw the ball downfield at some time, you know.
Yeah, they don't throw it downfield.
Yeah.
No vertical passing game.
And
maybe they don't still have enough time to throw it. After 3 on the Kern High Network, 51-0 Liberty over Ridgeview. Okay, we start the fourth quarter here from Wolfpack Stadium on the campus of Ridgeview High School in South Bakersfield. 51-0 Liberty over Ridgeview has been all Patriots tonight. And as punt kind of shanked off the right side for Ridgeview. And once again, Liberty will have excellent field position to start this drive, which they have had most of the game. Some backups playing for Liberty on offense and defense. But, the backups of Liberty are very good because they have a lot of depth. And so they want playing time, and they're going to do their best. I mean, you can't put guys in and not expect them to play 105% because they're winning by 51 points. So at any rate, it'll be great field position for Liberty as they come out here in the fourth quarter. Running clock in the second half, so it's 11 minutes and counting. So this will be a very quick, fourth quarter, and not too quick for Ridgeview. So Xander Chisholm, doing the job of quarterback in the second half for Liberty. Played a little bit last week, looking to the right. Up and out pattern, overthrows his receiver. Maybe a little bit of miscommunication between him and the receiver. But Stevens was guarded very well on the far side. Second down coming up. Martinez on coverage for Ridgeview. But, a lot of that is timing, Coach. And
Chisholm showed a little zip on that ball.
Yeah, he's got a pretty good arm. He really does. I watched him in practice prior to the game. He could run, too. He's a junior, so playing time is really important to him. Ball to his running back in a gain of about 4 yards to the 41-yard line. Chisholm, number 11, the QB for Liberty. And third and 7 for Liberty from the 41 in Ridgeview territory. They're going to run the football quite a bit. He'll pass once in a while, but they're not necessarily trying to do the vertical game. Liberty. Ridgeview should have executed the vertical game a little bit more, but I don't know if the quarterbacks have enough time to throw it deep. And the first one was Andres Rivera, number 7. He was heavily rushed, and he had some turnovers. And then next one, Elijah Alejandre is, kind of running for their lives back there. So Chisholm at QB. 3 receivers wide to the right, 9-10 to play. 51-0 Liberty. Non-league game, Bakersfield showdown. Chisholm rolling to his right. Rushed, looking downfield. Cuts back, and inside the 40-yard line. It'll be fourth down for Liberty. Good job by Chisholm, but nice rush. Nice rush by Ridgeview up front. As they took away his ability to throw it deep. Gomez with a stop at fourth down for Liberty, fourth and a long 4 for the Patriots. And they're at the 39-yard line in Ridgeview territory. So it looks like they're probably going to punt, I believe.
Well, let's keep an eye on this long snapper here, number 19, Ethan Mahankey.
Is he trying to get a scholarship to Alabama as a long snapper?
Well, he could.
I mean, he can.
Cole Mazza did.
Or USC, something like that. No, it's very important.
Well,
long snap is very important.
His dad was a long snapper.
Let's see how it's very good snap.
Not bad.
Very sharp. They want to kind of punt it short and let it roll, and that's pretty much what it did. It's about the 10-yard line. So that was an excellent snap and good punt. Short punt, right side, let it roll, and you dip Ridgeview deep in their own territory. You want to punt that one through the end zone. So good job by Liberty, special teams right there. Nothing, I really like a long snapper that snaps it quickly, sharply right to the waist or to the hands of the punter. And that was a good job.
You like those, huh?
Yeah, I do, because a lot of guys in high school snap it high and over the head of the punter, over the head of the quarterback,
I think
I see some other teams play from time to time.
Everybody likes that sharp.
And I won't mention that either. I've seen a lot of turnover. So, special teams, as you know, are very important, Coach.
Yeah.
People take it for granted. This makes you look good as a football team. Ridgeview football. Nobody is open. Number 12 is going to run it. Alejandre, and he passes incomplete at the 12-yard line. Really nowhere to go. The pass to Parrish would be good for about 2 yards.
He actually had Briones down the field wide open. If he
probably didn't see him.
Second down.
Probably didn't see him.
Yeah.
Now their quarterbacks the quarterbacks that rush so much in this game, they're just focused on one receiver. They're just hoping that guy's going to be open or getting rid of the ball. As you know, it kind of gets your head after a while. They put a lot of pressure on their quarterbacks, and they've been sacked a few times, and they've created some turnovers. So it gets to a point where you're expecting to get hit or have an issue right there. So 2nd and 10 for Ridgeview. They've been a lot tonight. They've been inside their 10-yard line, inside their 15-yard line on a lot of drives. A little play-action pass and dangerous. And complete to number 2, Briones, and he's able to get up to about the 15. Is dragged down. Did a good job to spin around and gain some yards, Briones. Ricewick with number 33 had that return for the score, for the stop. Now, Ricewick is a guy with some size at 6'2", 184. He's only junior, so a guy of size like that, he might be close to 200 next year.
Bringing in their 3rd down specialist here.
Rice
Liberty is number 85.
Rice was over there on the slot. So
Cameron White.
3rd down and 5. Briones slot right. Alejandre gives the ball off. And looks like it'll be a first down for first down for the Wolfpack up to the 20-yard line.
Well, you can probably count the number of first downs on one hand for Ridgeview.
I actually can do that, I won't say.
First down, Wolfpack.
So we haven't heard that much tonight. First down, Wolfpack. But they get one here, and they are competing in the second half. So I give them credit for that. Alejandre giving the ball off.
There's a strip, number 22.
Yeah, they're trying to strip the ball instead of tackle the ball carrier.
Well, Grant Austin, what a strip.
Yeah. Looks like Liberty football, right? So they got the ball.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It was caused by Grant Austin there. Nice play.
Fumble recovered by the Patriots.
And looked like Moses Galvan was kind of in the vicinity, number 77 for Liberty. But good team play. Austin with a touchdown tonight. Done some things on defense, so makes the play there. Liberty's been working on that play, stripping the ball from the ball carrier. Ricewood took the ball away and ran it 50-plus yards for a score. Austin gets the ball back for the Patriots here, so they're kind of doing a little bit of everything in this game. Good kicking game by Metters and Lynch, hitting PATs and kicking the ball through the end zone. Pretty good punting, very good coverage on kickoffs and punts and things like that. So nice playing defense for Ridgeview.
They're playing on the side for the Wolfpack.
Looked like Richard Barreto is in on the tackle for Ridgeview. It'll be 2nd down for Liberty. So it's 2nd and 12 for the Patriots at 3:40 to play and counting here on KernHighNetwork.com. Our producer Kevin Wiley doing a great job tonight setting up and taking care of things for Rick and myself. The pass is high and picked off by Ridgeview. Not a good throw. We come this way. And number 16 takes it out of bounds. Sincere Vasquez with INT, and it'll be Ridgeview football. That was a high throw. And a pick, INT for Ridgeview. First down for the Wolfpack. As they have 3 minutes to get on the board tonight, down 51-0. And they have quite a ways to go here, about ball thrown 33-yard line. So 67 yards to pay dirt for Ridgeview. Limited time, running clock. Throw it down the field like Rick Van Horn. Air it out, come on. Run the football.
Liberty's got the big boy in there, 73, Seth Seibert.
And look at
what's the
70. Let's see.
What's the dimensions on number 73 for Liberty? Seibert.
7. Well, I got 73. He is where I have it. I'm not getting my teams mixed up here.
Uh-oh.
Let's see. I thought 77 is over 300.
Hey, look here, look here, look here.
Is incomplete.
Oh!
Kern should have had it. Muzzle took his hands off at number 6. Seibert, 6'2", 299, coach.
Okay.
Seth Seibert, number 73, 6'2", 299, a junior. And 77 for Ridgeview is 6 feet 290.
Yeah.
George Valenzuela for Ridgeview.
Very nice throw by
it was.
Alejandro. He should have been caught.
I think he took his eye off the ball.
Yeah.
He was looking that way and not back that way. But whatever. It kind of looked that way as we have it 3rd and 8 for Ridgeview. They're on 34-yard line. They hand the ball off and maybe pick up about a yard or two, try to get a push. Gomez at the middle. Pretty much didn't go anywhere. And the clock winding down to about 1 minute mark. It'll be 4th down for Ridgeview. And apparently they're going to punt it away. And that would be, that's what they're doing here. Clock is lining out. Been a very quick second half because we had a running clock. And 44-zip at the half. 51-0 right now. And that's probably how it will stand unless we have a miraculous touchdown or anything like that. I kind of wonder if Liberty would probably not even try to return the punt, but we'll see. At any rate, Liberty will be 2-0 and Ridgeview 0-2 on this young season. Liberty will take on Stellar Prep, number 16 in Northern California next week. And then they have at Clayton Valley and Concord, at Chaminade coming up September 11th and 17th before they start their league at Garces. And so a dominant performance by the Liberty Patriots, 51-0 over Ridgeview. As the clock is winding down, and the teams will exchange pleasantries after the game. Coach Rick Van Horn, your thoughts on the game tonight?
At the conclusion of tonight's game.
Well, it was a one-way street here. You know, all Liberty hung half a hunt on them. So Ridgeview's got some work to do. Liberty's got to clean up some things. They got a tough schedule ahead of them, but they're going to be all right here in town and get ready for the playoffs.
You'd like to play at number 2, quarterback Carson Woods. We also like the running of number 29, Jalen Hankins for Liberty. Also Bucky and Mahanke and a lot of other good players. Obviously Jason Oliver. Liberty, as we said, they have talent, they have depth, and have a lot of speed. But we'll see. We'll eventually see how good they're going to be this year with some of those teams that are coming up, not only in non-league but also in league. 51-0 in favor of Liberty over Ridgeview. For Kevin Wilder, my producer, and Rick Van Horn, I'm Mark Heffernan. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Tell us what you think of our broadcast. Thank you to Ridgeview High School hosting tonight's game. Special thank you to Stan Green, the Kern High School District Superintendents, and our sponsors at Valley Strong Credit Union for allowing us to put on events like this for you on the Kern High Network. For Kevin, Rick, I'm Mark Heffernan. Thanks for watching, and we will see